Some of the most important moments of your life will look like nothing. No applause, no proof, no dramatic turning point. Just a quiet room. And that is exactly why most people run from them, because stillness does not flatter the version of you built for display. Stay with this for a minute, because there is a reason stillness scares you. And by the end, you may see why doing nothing can quietly rebuild a life. Most people say they hate doing nothing because it feels boring, but boredom is often just a polite name for unprotected awareness. It is easier to say, I need stimulation, than to admit, I do not know myself without motion. So the day fills with tiny escapes that look harmless: checking, fixing, refreshing, replying, tidying, planning, consuming, anything but stopping. Not because you are lazy or broken, because movement has become your favorite way to avoid being fully met by yourself. And the mind will call that responsibility if it sounds respectable enough. Pause for a second. Think about how quickly your hand reaches for something when silence appears. Your phone, your notebook, the fridge, another tab, another task, anything that saves you from feeling the full weight of an empty moment. That reaction is not random. It is a learned response from a system that no longer trusts rest. Somewhere along the way, your body made a quiet agreement. Motion means safety, and stillness means exposure. This is where it gets uncomfortable, because doing nothing does not only remove distraction, it removes anesthesia. Suddenly, you can hear what was always there beneath the noise: fatigue, disappointment, resentment, loneliness, fear, unfinished grief. All the emotions ambition kept borrowing energy from. All the feelings productivity helped you postpone without ever resolving. That is why rest can feel strangely threatening. Not because rest is dangerous, but because truth gets louder inside it. Some people think they are addicted to being productive, but often they are addicted to not having to feel themselves. They call it discipline, but sometimes it is just panic wearing clean clothes. Look again. The issue may not be that you lack balance. The issue may be that your nervous system reads peace as unfamiliar terrain. And unfamiliar often feels unsafe until it is practiced with patience. So when you finally sit down and do nothing, what happens? Thoughts start marching in like unpaid bills. Memories you never filed away begin asking for attention. Old conversations replay with more honesty than you wanted. The body twitches toward escape, and the mind starts offering deals. We should check one message. We should plan tomorrow. We should improve something before the stillness becomes unbearable. And that is the moment most people leave themselves again. Be honest. How much of your busyness is actually self-abandonment with good branding? How much of your striving is clean desire, and how much of it is fear trying to stay one step ahead? There is a difference between intentional rest and passive avoidance. One reconnects you to life, and the other helps you disappear from it. Doing nothing is not automatically wise. Sometimes it's numbing, withdrawing, or quietly giving up. But conscious stillness is different. Conscious stillness keeps you present while nothing impressive is happening. You stay in the room and you stay in the body. You let discomfort move through without organizing your life around escaping it. That is not weakness, that is training. Training for inner stability. Training for a life not ruled by every urge. Because real power is not always loud or visible. Sometimes it is the choice not to react the second discomfort arrives. Sometimes it is letting a craving pass without negotiating with it. Sometimes it is allowing the day to be ordinary without calling it wasted. Maybe that sounds too small, but your life is mostly shaped in small, invisible moments. In the pause before you open the app. In the breath before you defend yourself. In the evening when you don't sedate your mind with more noise. In the morning when you don't confuse urgency with purpose. No one claps for those moments. No one posts them with dramatic music and a lesson. But your character is built there, quietly, almost privately. And the person you become is decided in places the world never sees. So if you want to practice the quiet power of doing nothing, start with 5 minutes you do not try to improve. Sit without a screen, without background noise, without turning rest into performance. Let the room be plain and let your mind reveal its weather. You may meet restlessness, sadness, or the urge to prove you are useful. Let all of it arrive without immediately hiring it as your boss. You do not have to fight every thought or believe every alarm. You only have to remain present long enough to see what usually controls you. Over time, doing nothing stops feeling like a void. It starts feeling like truth without decoration, like removing a costume made of efficiency, charm, and constant availability, like meeting the version of you that exists before performance begins. And that version may be quieter, but it is often the one with clean motives, the least desperate, the least divided, the least interested in impressing people who were never going to understand you anyway. That is why stillness matters. It shows you where your life is being driven from: fear, compulsion, image, exhaustion, or actual choice. And once you can see that clearly, you stop calling every impulse destiny. You begin to live with more authorship and less reflex. So, the next time an empty moment appears, don't rush to murder it. There may be wisdom there that only visits when the room is quiet. There may be grief there that is tired of disguising itself as ambition. There may be peace there that your system has not learned to trust yet. If this felt familiar, stay close. And if you want more of this kind of honest inner work, you are welcome here. Quiet Shift is for people choosing internal mastery without noise. Join us gently and become the kind of person who no longer needs chaos to feel alive.